We will go ahead and get started. I am joined today by members of our team here at Eastern Suffolk BOCES. With us is David Wicks, our Chief Operating Officer, Claudie Damis Makalele, our Associate Superintendent for
Good afternoon.
Services, James Stuccio, our Associate Superintendent for Management Services,
Hello.
Vanessa Dietrich, our Program Administrator for School Data Bank Services,
Good afternoon.
and also Kathy Maui, our Executive Assistant, who will serve as our monitor. Unfortunately, Dr. Nichelle Rivers is unable to join us, but just know that she's very much part of this process and has been since the inception. So next slide, please. Colleagues, it's a privilege to be with you here today, and I want to begin by acknowledging the collective work that has brought us here. This session is more than just about a regional plan. It's about our strategy, a strategy we've developed together for Eastern Suffolk, Long Island. What we're reviewing today reflects a full year of superintendent, Board of Education, and cabinet level engagement. This is not something that was created in isolation. It is the product of many voices and perspectives of your priorities and your leadership. Our time together today is about clarity and alignment. I will walk us through the framework. We'll also highlight the key priorities that anchor the regional plan. And most importantly, we will highlight the shift of our focus from planning towards implementation, which is the next phase. This is our plan, and today is about ensuring it positions us and our component districts for meaningful action steps. Next slide.
So just to kind of set the stage a little bit here, not that we were not aware of this, but I think it's worth pointing out just a little bit about the area that we serve. So Eastern Suffolk BOCES consists of 51 different school districts across our region. And we have one-room schoolhouses. We have 3 island districts, one of which is only accessible from a ferry from New London, Connecticut. We have the largest suburban school district in New York State, which is actually larger than the majority of the big 5 city school districts. So I don't say this lightly when I say that our region is probably the most diverse in the state and diverse in every definition of the word. So this work is very meaningful to us because we have a wide range and a wide spectrum of needs in our districts. And so it's been a great accepted challenge, rewarding challenge to do this work and have these conversations that you're going to hear about today. Next slide, please. So these are the 27 school districts that agreed, along with consulting their boards of education, agreed to take part in this process. Each of these districts completed a comprehensive planning strengths and needs tool, which is a survey that is obviously meant to identify needs of those districts. District leaders of all different levels within the district participated in our regional convenings over the course of several months, took part in surveys and small and large group discussions, breakout sessions, subcommittee work that had happened. And these 27 represent over half of the 51 school districts that did in our region. So that's great feedback. We were happy to see that turn out in our BOCES, and it's great feedback and helped us really identify the things that we needed to include in this plan. and therefore we have a strong representation and foundation for our regional planning.
Let's center our conversation on our guiding Eastern Suffolk definition of regionalization. So I will conduct a quick read, and then we will move forward from there. Regionalization is defined as the collaborative sharing of services, resources, and ideas among districts to maximize student access to opportunities, ensure equity, and support all students and families. This approach aims to remove barriers, be fiscally responsible, and leverage strengths for the benefit of the community. It involves planning and facilitating equitable services, identifying needs and resources, and working together to address opportunity gaps and deliver educational programs. This definition was developed collaboratively. It reflects the collective input of superintendents and district leaders across Eastern Suffolk, Long Island. Every district had an opportunity to shape it and refine it. And the purpose is straightforward. It's really to ensure that our definition reflects the diverse needs, priorities, and perspectives of all districts in our region. This shared language helps us stay aligned as we move forward in our regional work. In short, this definition is our foundation. It is what allows us to move forward with a common and shared understanding. Next slide. Here we have our Eastern Suffolk regionalization roadmap. So as you can see, we have September through December of 2024, where our districts completed the Planning Strengths and Needs Survey tool. And then here at Eastern Suffolk BOCES, we held interning planning sessions to review and best prepare for the work ahead. From February through March of 2025, Eastern Suffolk BOCES conducted a regional data review and analysis using multiple data points, which directly informed our planning and materials for early regional convening sessions. The 2 regional convening sessions were held with superintendents and stakeholders to discuss findings. In April of 2025, we began to work and we compiled all of our gatherings for the interim progress report, which was submitted to the New York State Education Department. The internal planning meeting continued as we refined our regional framework. Here at Eastern Suffolk BOCES, we conducted the data review and analysis using multiple data points. Then from May through July of 2025, we held 2 additional regional convenings with superintendents and stakeholders. 5 priority focus areas helped us define our subcommittees, and we had subcommittee meetings which engaged our superintendents and stakeholders in deep conversation. We continue to collaborate through internal planning efforts. And then we, from August through September, have continued those planning efforts and conversations to coordinate our planning further. This has brought us to our executive summary, an executive summary that highlights the regional plan and the recommendations, which was shared with all 51 component districts. For October 2025, we will continue our planning efforts and finalize the regional plan and recommendations so that we can then have our regional plan really help us as we forward face in looking ahead, so that this roadmap can continue to move us from planning into action. The focus will be on collaboration, implementation, and the deployment across our region. Next slide, please. Here we have our overview of interim progress report, which was submitted back in April. So the results of the Planning Strengths and Needs Tool Survey and Regional Convenings 1 and 2, along with regional data, informed the completion of this interim progress report. The interim progress report was designed to capture the work accomplished in Eastern Suffolk, Long Island through our many regional convenings. The information districts provided clearly informed the department's early thinking around budget priorities, legislative considerations, and the type of support that might be needed. Each district was asked to document progress related to the convening objectives. This included reporting on the sessions that had been held, because we had multiple sessions, who attended these sessions as participants, the next steps that we had planned out for, and resources, materials, and technical assistance that were requested from the department. The template also provided space to highlight insights gained through that process, as well as district considerations, and our districts considered which regional strengths had emerged, where needs or challenges remained, and what early ideas were developed around more equitable opportunities across the region and the engagement of broader stakeholders. Districts were encouraged to share early recommendations, and these included potential state policy changes, funding priorities, and/or other supports that could advance regionalization efforts. An optional section was also available for additional comments and reflections districts believe were important to share with the department. The purpose of the interim report was not to finalize answers, but to capture the progress, insights, and ideas that had emerged. Districts' input played a crucial role in shaping how the state considered supporting the initiatives moving forward.
Right, so this plan is built on a wide foundation. We started by gathering data and listening carefully to what districts had to say. The Planning Strengths and Needs Survey provided us with a clear diagnostic picture. It highlighted where we are collectively strong. It also surfaced the areas where we need to focus attention. In addition to the survey results, we conducted an analysis of historical data for our region. This included data from data.nisa.gov and integrateenewyork.org. Our convenings, both small and large group, allowed us to dig deeper. These conversations gave us the opportunity to test ideas. They also helped us to understand the nuances behind the survey results. The feedback from Thought Exchange gave us candid insights at scale. This tool amplifies voices across the districts. It ensured that perspectives from all corners of Eastern Suffolk were represented. What you see in this plan is truly a collective. It has been shaped by the diversity of perspectives and priorities across our districts. The results is a plan that reflects both our common ground and our unique context. Here's the big picture of our plan. It is anchored in 3 priority areas: continuous improvement, innovation and enrichment opportunities, and leadership and workforce capacity. The plan is organized into 4 key sections. Its structure makes the framework clear. It also ensures the plan is practical and easy to navigate. The plan meets NYSED requirements. At the same time, it goes beyond just compliance. It serves as a roadmap for our regional impact, aligning our collective efforts for meaningful outcomes. These 3 priority focus areas are intentional. They consistently rose to the top during our discussions and feedback sessions. For each of the priority areas, we have co-created our own definition. The definition is then followed by activities generated for which we all share an overview. Continuous improvement strengthens the instructional core. It sharpens teaching and learning practices. It keeps our focus on raising achievement across all districts. Innovation and enrichment expands opportunities for students. It ensures access to high-quality programs, regardless of a district size. It opens doors for every student to engage, explore, and excel. Leadership and workforce capacity builds the foundation for long-term success. It strengthens our current workforce. It creates a leadership pipeline to sustain progress into the future. Think of these 3 areas as pillars of our regional vision. Each is essential on its own. Together, they hold up the structure of our shared strategy for Eastern Suffolk.
We will start with continuous improvement. Continuous improvement, the use of improvement science to strengthen core instructional practices and address equity disparities for all students, including but not limited to students with disabilities, English language learners, multilingual learners, and economically disadvantaged students. When we talk about continuous improvement, we are really talking about building a foundation of shared inquiry. The goal is to move from working in isolation to learning and growing together as a region. The first activity mentioned is the regional network, which provides a dedicated space for collaboration, where districts can study common challenges collectively. This creates opportunities for joint problem solving and shared solutions. The next is inter-district learning visits, which allow us to learn directly from one another. We can observe successful practices in action, and we can adapt those practices to fit local context without starting from scratch. A repository of best practices to help reduce fragmentation. Districts don't have to reinvent the wheel. Instead, they can access proven strategies and resources already working in our region. Instructional rounds. Instructional rounds create a common language for practice. They give us a shared framework for observing, reflecting, and improving instruction. Instructional rounds promote professional growth for both the host site and the visitors. And equity-informed program reviews, which ensure that every student is being served effectively. They focus on identifying gaps in access and outcomes. They help us hold ourselves accountable to students who have been historically underserved. These represent our forward and looking aspirations for the region. They are designed to stretch us. At the same time, they are grounded in what we know our districts and students need. A regional continuous improvement center could anchor and scale best practices. It would serve as a hub for sharing, testing, and spreading effective strategies, where districts could access proven models without duplicating efforts. Institutionalized intervisitations would routinize peer learning. With release time and stipends built in, this could become an ongoing professional practice. District leaders and teachers would have structured opportunities to learn directly from one another. A shared data and innovation platform would strengthen evidence-based decision-making. Real-time data could guide instructional adjustments and program planning. It would also allow districts to learn from one another's results in a real-time fashion. An equity acceleration model would hold us accountable to inclusivity. Programs and curricula would be designed to serve all students from the start. It would create a regional standard for upholding equity in practices.
Innovation and enrichment opportunities. Innovation, our collective definition, create out-of-the-box approaches, methodologies to improve teaching and learning, and ensure there's an intentionality in the use of technology to improve instruction, including the accessibility and enhancement of such educational tools. Our next definition, enrichment opportunities. Opportunities to engage students further through athletics, arts, social and emotional learning, leadership opportunities, community involvement, etc., and 21st century skills. Part 1, Regional Activity Plan. Opportunity should not depend on district size. That is why this priority is so important. Every student, regardless of where they live, should have access to meaningful opportunities. Regional academic competitions, multi-district clubs, and recognition forums expand student engagement in new learnings. They give students the chance to connect beyond their own schools. They also celebrate talent and achievement on the regional scale. Shared visual courses increase access to advanced classes. Smaller districts may not be able to run certain courses on their own. A regional approach makes these opportunities available to all students. Coordinated career awareness trips broaden exposure to future pathways. Students can explore industries and careers that they might never have considered. Early exposure helps them to connect learning to life beyond school. These opportunities build more than knowledge. They strengthen student identity, confidence, and a sense of belonging. They ensure every student sees themselves as successful. Part 2, regional ideas and recommendations. Looking ahead, sustainability is key. One-time efforts are not enough. We need infrastructure and funding models that can endure over time. A regional club and activity consortium would allow districts to pool resources for enrichment programs. This would expand access to extracurricular opportunities. It creates efficiencies while supporting diverse student interests. A regional scheduling and faculty sharing system could maximize access. Schools could coordinate calendars and resources to benefit all students. Shared facilities would reduce duplication and increase opportunity. A virtual learning network with credit reciprocity could level the playing field for advanced coursework. Students in smaller districts could access courses they might otherwise be unavailable. It supports equity and ensures all students have access to rigorous learning. Developing a universal pre-K program together would be one of the most equitable investments we can make. Early learning sets a strong foundation for life and long-term success. A regional approach ensures all students have access.
Okay. In our third priority area, leadership and workforce capacity, we'll start with our shared definition: enhanced ability to attract, retain, and develop high-quality educators and staff, including continuous growth and leadership development through coaching and mentoring, leadership pipelines, and access to leadership preparation programs at all levels. We'll now take a look at our regional activity plan. This priority speaks to the heart of our system, our people. Teacher and leader pipelines are a shared and urgent concern. Investing in people ensures long-term strength and sustainability for every district. Aspiring teacher and leader cohorts provide a structured way to grow talent from within. They create clear pathways for professional development. Districts can cultivate leaders who understand local needs and culture. The Future Educators Pipeline connects high school students to careers in education. It introduces young people early to the profession. It builds a pipeline of motivated, prepared educators for the future. Civil service campaigns broaden awareness of vital non-instructional roles. These roles are essential to the smooth functioning of our schools. Promoting them regionally strengthens the entire system. Leadership mentorship models prepare the next generation of leaders from within. Experienced administrators guide emerging leaders. Mentorship ensures continuity and institutional knowledge. Equity-focused dashboards help track progress and representation. They provide transparency in workforce development. They ensure that our talent strategies advance equity and inclusion. Now moving to our regional ideas and recommendations on the next slide. Our vision goes beyond individual programs. We are building a cohesive regional approach to workforce development. The focus is on sustainability, equity, and impact across all districts. A regional leadership academy, in partnership with institutions of higher education in Eastern Suffolk BOCES and BOCES throughout New York State, would provide a sustainable model for preparing diverse leaders. It creates structured pathways for leadership growth. It ensures that leadership development is aligned with regional needs. Expanding the Future Educators pipeline across Suffolk County helps stabilize the workforce region-wide. High school students are connected early to careers in education. This creates a steady, local pipeline of teachers and educational leaders. A coordinated career awareness campaign highlights the full range of educational careers. It promotes opportunities for teachers, teaching assistants, paraeducators, and civil service staff. It broadens understanding of the variety of roles that sustain our schools. A workforce equity index demonstrates our commitment to diversity and inclusion. Metrics are transparent and publicly accessible, ensures accountability, and signals that equity is a central priority.
So now we're going to discuss the regional plan and recommendations of 4-section structure. The first is superintendent narrative and reflection, followed by part 1 of the regional activity plan, part 2, the regional ideas and recommendations, and the final, which is the district certification. This slide breaks down those recommendations. We begin with a narrative and reflection to explain the why. This section sets context and highlights the purpose behind our regional work. Part 2 outlines the activities we are committed to doing together. These are the initiatives that have broad agreement across districts. It reflects shared priorities and collaborative action. Part 2 captures forward-looking ideas that require additional supports or funding. These are aspirational initiatives that could expand impact if resources allow. They provide a roadmap for future growth and innovation. The district certification captures each participating component district's involvement. Districts commit only to the activities they have chosen in consultation with their Board of Education. This approach protects local autonomy while also fostering regional alignment. The district certification is a critical step in this process. It requires the superintendent or the superintendent's designee's signature. Part 1, the activities, lists the commitments your district has already agreed to. Part 2 is the ideas and recommendations, captured items your district would consider pursuing if there were additional resources or if legislative or regulatory changes were made. This is for clarity and ownership. This ensures every district has a clear record of what it has agreed to and what it is open to exploring in the future. The timeline is important. Certifications should be returned by Friday, September 26th. This will allow us to compile all resources and submit them to the department by Wednesday, October 1st. While the timeline is tight, completing this step elevates your district's voice and participation and ensures accuracy in the regional submission. In short, this process ensures no district is committed to anything it has not explicitly agreed upon. Moving forward together. At the core of this plan is a shared vision to reduce fragmentation across districts, promote equity of access for all students, and ensure every student benefits from the region's collective expertise. No single district can achieve this alone. Collaboration is essential to scaling impact. The regional approach allows us to leverage strengths across all 51 component districts. In the spirit of regional shared services, Eastern Suffolk BOCES will continue to serve as the backbone of this essential work, serving as facilitators and thought partners for our region, supporting the coordinating efforts across districts, supporting the scaling effective practices region-wide, and providing ongoing support and technical assistance to ensure sustainability. Together, we can deliver opportunities at a scale that are challenging for districts to reach on their own. Shared resources and strategies maximize impact. Collective action ensures every student has access to high-quality programs and experiences.
All right, so we're coming to the end of our formal time together. We want to leave this barcode, this QR code up for a second. It's a thought exchange that we've created. It will allow you to share any questions you might still have. It'll allow you to share any reflections on the presentation and the plan itself and the recommendations that were presented, and it will allow you to share important next steps to consider on continued collaboration and the implementation of the plan. So we'll just wait a couple more seconds for you to get that up on your phone or your device. And then we'll go next slide. We can always put it back up at the very end to come back to. So, as we do close, and I appreciate the opportunity to share these words, I do want to express appreciation for the leadership of this group, leadership of our region, and your partnership. Certainly want to recognize the folks at Eastern Suffolk BOCES that have, did a lot of heavy lifting to do this work and to get it done in the time frame that we did. This plan really does reflect the best of regional collaboration and incorporates priorities and expertise and commitment to students as shared by the people who are working with those students every day. The next steps, we need you to kind of engage your boards in discussion review to the best of your ability, complete the certification by the 26th. We will need to submit our plan by October 1st. And beyond those deadlines, remember, this is just the beginning of a plan. Our focus will now shift on planning to action and really to be able to build and provide more details about what those services will look like, that as they come to light. And again, we're here to ensure that every student in our region benefits from the collective strengths of our districts.
Here we have a list of resources and references that are basically live links. You will have access to this as we are recording this session, and we will also keep the QR open until the 22nd and longer if needed, so that you can continue to give us questions, suggestions, and your reflections as we pave a way forward. So we thank you for your participation in this session, and I wanted to turn it over to our monitor, Kathy.
Sure, there's one question in the Q&A. These projects will create cost at the district level to implement. What level of responsibility does a district take on when indicating agreement on the district certification form?
Thank you, Kathy. So in terms of this question, I know that there is no additional funding that the department has discussed, so we would work collectively within our district. And in terms of indicating agreement on a district certification form for our districts that are participating districts who have completed the strengths and needs tool, we know that they were basically the drivers of both the interim progress report and our regional plan and recommendation by having a superintendent or a superintendent designee sign. We are acknowledging that we have collaborated on this regional plan, and by explicitly listing the activities on that district certification form, we are acknowledging that the district will participate in specific activities. That is really what is indicated on that form, is the level of involvement in the activities that have been generated and that are included in our regional plan. And component districts can participate in all or some or none. That is in consultation with the respective Board of Education. Thank you very much. We will continue to have this QR so that folks can gather their questions, reflections, and commentaries, and we will be reading that. That will help us as we move forward in this process, and we look forward to continued participation and thank all of our participants today, as well as those that participated in our subcommittees, our convenings, and will continue to participate moving forward. Kathy, any other questions?
There are two that just popped up. Would you like me to read?
Sure.
So one district asked, can districts opt in or out of Part 1 options as well as Part 2?
That's a great question. And yes, districts may opt in to Part 1 and not Part 2, or opt in to Part 2 and not Part 1. It is very specific to the district. And that has been very clear. They can opt in or out of any parts of the regional plan and recommendations.
One last question in the Q&A. Is it an annual sign-on? Can a district go on and off the way they do with shared services? They are concerned about the phrase participate.
Yes. So I know that We have gathered signatures and, these are aligned to the district certification for this year, but there will be checkpoints and there will be opportunities for other districts to absolutely sign on. And districts can choose to sign off as well. So there will be annual opportunities to revisit our regional plan and recommendations as we move forward in the process, making this living and palpable plan and recommendation. Any other questions, Kathy, that you see?
Not at this time. All the questions have been answered.
Okay, thank you very much. And again, you will receive the actual deck, and in the deck, you can continue to access the QR code. So we thank all of you, and I publicly want to thank my partner in crime in this process throughout, from the very beginning. Vanessa has been instrumental in helping lead this forward. So thank you very much, Vanessa. It's really been a pleasure. Thank you.